Yo, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to Owensboro's talk program, Out the Loop, with your homeboy Swoop. What it do? How's it do? How you doing? Man, first off, before we start this episode, man, I want to give props to my little brother, Mr. Rossi, man, because he bought this green screen and he bought these lights and all that shit, man, and he just kind of donated them to the use of the criminal network on the video shit we do. You know, I got my homie Mr. Dub. He does a lot of camera work. He does a lot of shit in the community for pictures and video and weddings and all that shit, man. And of course, you always see me doing music and all these little informative videos. And my brother, he don't rap. He don't do much like that shit. So really, there's no need for him to have a green screen or all these lights or tripods or cameras or all that shit. So props to him for doing that. It's kind of like, it feels like, you know, he's believing in what we're doing. So it's always good to have the support and shit like that. And I want to give props to the homie from Nashville, Tennessee, High Roller. I mean, dude called me up and he was like, you gotta keep doing the Out the Loop episode. As a matter of fact, he didn't say Out the Loop. Fool said you gotta keep doing the episode. And actually, he is the one that said the name should be Out the Loop with Swoop. And I mean, yeah, that shit was it was a good thought. So I took it. I ran with it, you know what I'm saying? So props to Roller for giving me the boost and the confidence and the go ahead on all that business and shit. So the last couple episodes I've been talking a lot about food. I've been talking a lot about the conspiracies and the shit about food and what they're doing to us and what to eat and what not to eat or whatever. So I kind of want to stray away from the food industry right now and get up on this secret operation. So tonight's episode, America's Secret Operations. What the fuck is going on around us that we don't know about? What the fuck is the random strange buildings and all that shit around? Well, let's talk about that shit, man. Let's start out with Los Angeles. When you think of Los Angeles, you think of the second largest city in the United States of America. Big ass Los Angeles, home of fucking Beverly Hills, Hollywood, Long Beach with their fucking imports and outports on their fucking docks and shit. You think of thugging and gangs and fucking music, and it's industry town. It's fucking a big fucking city full of all kind of different people, man. But what you don't think of when you think of Los Angeles is oil. Nah, you think of like Texas and shit like that. But did you know that Los Angeles sits on the fucking third largest oil field in the United States? The third fucking largest one. They built Los Angeles over. So surely you're thinking exactly what I'm thinking. Like, so where the fuck are the oil rigs? And you know what an oil rig is when you're driving through the country or some shit and you see those fucking... In the country, they kind of little. You know, the little ones, they got the hammer that goes back. It's probably pumping the oil up out the ground. Man, you're like, where the fuck are those? Well, they're hidden all fucking over Los Angeles, man. In 1930, 95% of Los Angeles residents passed a city ordinance that said, you can drill in our yard. You can drill wherever you want. And that's what they did. But as time progressed and people learned new things and learned about pollution and all that shit, the modern LA citizen said, fuck that. Hell nah. And now, you know, and I know that they want that oil. The government wants that fucking oil. They don't give a fuck about a city ordinance or none of that shit. They're gonna hide that shit in fucking plain fucking sight right in front of your eyes. You know what I'm saying? Now, in LA, they're fucking all over. If you see a little tower or some shit that's unmarked, a nice building that's unmarked, it's probably a fucking oil rig. I mean, there's in schools, they're in malls, they're in Santa Monica, they're in Beverly Hills. Did you know that there are 58 oil fields hidden in Beverly Hills alone? 50 fucking 8. And you don't see them, man, because they're in like little towers and shit, dog. Look it up. That shit is real shit. Man, that's crazy, though. I never knew it. I've been to LA several times. I'm from out west, man. I've been to LA many times and I never even seen an oil rig. I didn't even know what the fucking oil rig was until I moved to Kentucky. Alright. Hidden government bunkers. Man, you've heard about these, you know, the government bunkers and shit that motherfuckers can hide in when there's a emergency or some shit, like fools are about to nuke us or all that shit. Listen to this. You would think the government wants to protect the people. You would think they want us healthier, they'd want us smarter, they want us more conscious, but nah. The government thinks for themselves first. That's why FEMA, yeah, you heard of FEMA from Hurricane Katrina and all that shit. You've heard of FEMA. They're supposed to help us. They're supposed to put money into to the people when there's a fucking disaster or some shit. But FEMA spent $1.3 billion. 1.3 billion with a fucking B, you know what I'm saying? With the blood B. 1.3 billion on building secret bunkers for government officials. Now that's a fucking shitload of money, man. And I can imagine that's a shitload of bunkers. They're spread all throughout the fucking United States. Guarantee that shit. Project Greek Island is one of the biggest cover-ups that ever happened for bunkers. It was in the 1950s, and the Greenbrier Hotel, it's a big-ass fancy hotel. It's actually a fucking tourist attraction now. A big-ass hotel. The government came to them and they was like, yo, we need to do this. We'll give you this much. This is how we're going to do it. The hotel agreed. In turn, they got the whole top floor. The top part of the fucking hotel, the little tower or whatever, they got it redone. While they were doing that, secretly, under a fake ass name the government came up with, underground at the same time, they built a bunker, an elaborate ass bunker. Now, no one knew about that shit. 30 years no one knew about that shit. 30 fucking years. It went unused. Because nothing happened. Unfucking used. The Washington Post exposed them. They came out with that shit. Told people about it. So the government, you know, they cut it off real fucking quick. They was like, fuck that. They turned it down. They turned it off. And now I guess it just fucking sits there, man. I don't know what the fuck. They don't use it. It's exposed. But imagine how many they got around that we don't know about. Because that is a big fancy hotel. If they could do that right under our noses without us knowing, they could fucking do anything. There could be one right up the street from you and you'd never fucking know it. I mean, that's nuts. Next one we got, cell towers. I know you're like, alright, yeah, cell towers. Fuck cell towers. They ain't shit. But think about it, man. A fucking cell tower is ugly. Is fucking stupid. Is big as fuck. It just looks dumb. Why would you want a fucking cell tower just chilling in the middle of your town? A big ass fucking cell tower. Nobody wants that shit. You hardly see them. You hardly see them because nobody wants it. You might see one or two. So where the fuck are they? Millions of people use this fucking cell towers. Everybody's on a cell phone nowadays. I ain't got a fucking cell phone. Wifey got a cell phone, but me personally, I stay off the motherfucking radar, you know what I'm saying? But check it out. Everybody's got one, you know. They need mini cell towers. You want the best connection. You want your 3G. You want your 4G, whatever the fuck they got out right now. You want it, so you're going to need a cell tower. But go look around your town. Count how many cell towers you see. Why don't you see them? Just like the oil rigs, they fucking hide them. There's millions out there. Millions, millions, millions. In San Bernardino, California, they're disguised as palm trees. They're fucking disguised as phone poles. They're just, man, they even got some hidden in the top of the crosses at churches, dog. For real, that, I mean, goddamn, Jesus brings you goddamn fucking cell towers now. I mean, it's crazy. In Murrieta, California, there's a 50-foot clock. A big-ass tower with a clock. The clock don't even work because it's a fucking cell tower. And why do they want you? That's the question. Why do they want everybody to be on the cell phone shit? I mean, all this shit coming out now, you know, they can track your text. They can track your fucking calls. They can get back in your call records, man. Why the fuck? Why do they want to push the cell phone on you, hide the towers? It's because they fucking watching. What are they watching for? Because most of us ain't even doing shit. But they fucking watching. You know what I'm saying? And you can't do shit no more. You claim you're free. You're free to do whatever you want, but you're not free to fucking do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? You gotta watch these motherfuckers, man. Missile silos. What the fuck is a missile silo? Most of us, if you're in your 30s, you don't know what the fucking missile silo is. Well, back in the day, before the Cold War, if you don't know what the Cold War is, Google that shit. It fucking happened. That shit is real. All American missiles were above ground. So you could just be chilling, driving, and see a fucking big ass silo with a missile. Ready to fucking blast off anytime motherfuckers talk shit, you know what I'm saying? They had them above ground. But then, there came the orbit of Sputnik. Like I said, if you don't know what Sputnik is, Google that shit, because you're going to want to know what the fuck it is. So they went up in space, which in turn, you could see everything. You could see the Earth from space. You could see the fucking Great Wall of China from space. You could see the fucking pyramids from space, you know? You could see that shit. It's big. So, you could see a bunch. Anyways, America was uneasy about it. They didn't like shit being in space. They didn't like them seeing their missiles from space. So what did they do? They buried them. Now, America had thousands of missiles just chilling out. They built these big underground silos and they put the missiles in them. And they're still out there. Believe that, man. There used to be over 1,000 Minutemen missiles above ground, ready to blast at any fucking time. Now, only 500 remain. I mean, that's a good thing. It could be a bad thing. Who fucking knows? And you're like, how does anybody know about that shit? How do you know that all this shit happened? Well, most of these missiles came with bases. They claimed it was an army base or whatever. They had the missile. It wasn't even a fucking base at all. They just needed to cover up to place the missile. But now that the missiles are gone, or at the bases that are gone, these are popping up on realty sites and shit like that. So you're able to actually buy the base. Of course, the missile's gone, but the bunker and shit is still there. So you're able to buy these motherfuckers. And you know, it costs the government like $3 million and fucking... You can get it on websites. You could buy the whole fucking place for like 100 stacks. So if you got $100,000 and you want to fuck around in an army base and shit, buy that shit up, man. And that's fucking real, man. All right, hidden government buildings. I know you've seen weird ass buildings around that you know you can't enter. You don't know who the fuck can enter, but they just look strange. They look out of place. Well, there is thousands of government buildings all over America. All fucking over. Like take Fort Meade, Florida. It's called the Fort Meade Cluster. Now it's the largest fucking hidden, not even hidden, it's not hidden. I mean, it's fucking there. You could see it. But it's the biggest cluster of hidden fucking places. Now the headquarters of the NSA is there. And if you approach this motherfucker, man, your fucking GPS will start going haywire, man. It'll have you going in circles, have you doing U-turns. You can't even get near the place unless you fucking know what you're doing. I mean, if you even go up to it and you try to take a fucking picture, uniformed security will come out and fucking stop you. They'll take all your personal information, they'll delete your photos off your camera, and they'll fucking send you on your way, and they're probably spying on you and watching you. You can't do shit. You can't get near them. Can't get around them, can't take pictures. I mean, the top secret part of the government, and you're like, oh, well, it's top secret. Nobody knows about it. But people fucking know about this shit. There is actually a part of the government that is called the top secret part of the government, you know what I'm saying? They employ over 845,000 employees. And I know everybody's like, man, how do I get a job at this motherfucker? How to do that? Well, sometimes you'll see signs up around and shit. And it'll be like job fair. But if you look, it'll say TS and SCI only. Now, what's that mean? TS means top secret. SCI means sensitive, compartmented information. Somehow you get on this list and you have a license to go there. So it's not just the regular motherfuckers. It's motherfuckers that got their in somewhere. And that's the only way you can get a job with these companies. You know what I'm saying? So, notice the buildings around, man. Notice your fucking surroundings. Because you know they're fucking all over, man. They're all fucking over. The last one I want to talk about. Because as you can see, I'm fucking 3 into a 6-pack. I'm starting to feel right. Plus, I've been smoking. Shit. I need to get out this motherfucker, man. But, the underground homeless. You're like, what the fuck? Underground homeless. It's true. It's true. There is societies. There is fucking masses amounts of homeless that live underground. And I know off top you're like, how the fuck do they live underground? Do they dig tunnels? Nah. It's not like that, man. Like in Las Vegas alone, they have hella flash floods in Las Vegas. If you ever looked up the history of Vegas or Nevada or Southern Nevada or any of that shit, they have hella flash floods. And when they first built the city, they had a massive problem. So they built an underground tunnel system. Eventually, the tunnel system became outdated. It got abandoned. They came up with other ways to fucking sustain the city from not flooding. So all these tunnel systems were abandoned under the casinos, under all that shit. So naturally, the homeless went up into tunnels. Now these motherfuckers, dog, they got cribs. I mean, it's not just like they sleeping in a box. These motherfuckers got nice spots. They got beds and everything. They in that motherfucker for real. Of course, there's some that aren't that elaborate, but there's some that are elaborate. It's going on. In New York City, Amtrak, back in the day, they built a fucking big-ass rail system. Just like Vegas, eventually the rail system became outdated, and they abandoned it. Now, New York is one of the biggest underground homeless fucking communities ever. Amtrak eventually came in and kicked all these motherfuckers out. But there is tons and tons of fucking underground tunnels in New York that most people don't even know about. You walk on them all fucking day, and they're under there, man. I mean, they're so deep that these motherfuckers, they've elected mayors. They got fucking authority. They got all that shit. You know what I'm saying? That is real fucking shit. Look that shit up. But, that's just like 6 little things I wanted to talk about real quick, man. I'm just out here, man, chilling, getting faded, you know, smoking, drinking, just fucking relaxing, looking this shit up and realizing, man, opening my mind up and thinking, damn, you know, anything is possible. Never underestimate anything, you know what I'm saying? It's real shit, man. Don't get caught out the fucking loop, you know what I'm saying? Owensboro Talk, out the loop with your homeboy Swoop, man. Check it out. Peace.